Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the head boys basketball coach at Flint, Kearsley. That, of course, is Joe Cockran. How's it going?
Good, Casey. How are you?
Doing well. So let's talk about how the season's kind of going so far. How do you think overall that the first few games have gone for you guys?
We've got a lot of new guys and new roles. So it's been a bit of a learning curve. We had a really good summer of basketball and a couple key injuries to a couple starters, 2 ACL injuries. So we got 2 guys out for the year, and then we had another kid break his wrist Monday night against Goodrich. So we're learning how to play through some things, and some guys are trying to pick up the speed pretty quickly, and we got a lot of guys that are trying to embrace some new roles. But we're competing, and I think we'll get it going here this week.
Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of talk about some of the guys that are coming back for you and some of the guys to watch.
Sure. Our starting point guard, shooting guard at times, Dakari Neely, all-state football player, had a really successful football season. Had a great summer with us. He's one of our key guys. He had 14 the other night at Linden, and he's been banged up a little bit himself. So he's trying to get healthy to compete this week against Lapeer and Flushing. Led us last year, second team all-conference player in the Flint Metro last season. So looking forward to him to continue to get it going and have a good season. Currently healthy, Lucas Gruel had 26 points against Linden the other night. Another kid that's starting to come along, tough competitor, very athletic. Look for him to have another great season. Julian Brandt and Antoine Smith are both 2 of our bigger guys on the teams after some injuries. Both had nice games on Friday night versus Linden. Antoine had 8 points, and Julian's mainly our toughness on defense. Great role player. Can do some things on offense also, but really kind of our heart and soul of our defense inside. And then Dylan Rustorfer unfortunately broke his wrist against Goodrich on Monday night. So we're not sure when we're getting him back, but hopefully sooner than later. One of our better shooters on the team for sure. And another key player right now is Jalen Green. He's starting for us. Great on the ball defender, really working offensively with him. And again, the speed of the varsity level has been something for him to adjust to, but tough kid, had a good football season and another great competitor for us.
Absolutely. Just going into, where do you guys think you're at right now after a few games?
Christmas break's going to be good for us. We have a lot of work to do. We're trying to establish an identity on defense, and we want to do some things and play fast and really pick up the tempo. But, we're going to have to scratch and claw right now every game, and try to get a win tomorrow night at Lapeer would be good for us. Of course, we got Flushing Friday night at home, and we're trying to do everything we can to get ready for them also. But, there's been a bit of a learning curve. Like I said, the speed of the varsity game sometimes can be a bit overwhelming. So I know getting guys healthy and Christmas break, getting some practices in and some more work together is going to be key for us.
Yeah. So also talk about the league this year and how strong it is up because you got, talk about the league and how strong it is this year. What do you like about the league that you're in?
It's funny because it changes from year to year. I think Linden and Flushing has kind of ran the league for the last few years. And, we lost to Linden by 6 the other night. They had a kid out. And of course, we've got quite a few guys out right now. But, Flushing has a lot of new guys playing. In fact, I coached freshman basketball at Flushing a couple years ago. So it's a lot of the guys I coached. And they've got a bit of a learning curve also on the varsity team. And I've been watching their film, and they'll get it going also. But Holly and Creek look to be pretty solid. We saw Holly a little bit on film. Swartz Creek has they've been competing at a high level also. So I think those are 2 of the teams to watch out for, of course. But top to bottom, it's wide open in my opinion. I don't think that there's, I would say probably Holly might be the favorite right now, but I I do expect the rest of us to give them a run for their money here sooner than later.
And of course, we're talking about the Flint Metro League.
Yes.
So let's kind of preview the rest of for Christmas break. I know you said you got Lapeer and Flushing coming up, but overall, what's the schedule plan? But until Christmas break and kind of leading into the new year.
Sure. We play at a showcase tournament at Airport High School on the 30th versus New Haven. And New Haven year in and year out is solid. That'll be a good game for us to kind of see where we're at after another 7 to 10 days of practice, which we desperately need right now. But after that, we come back and we've got Hamady, who's very solid. You know, their enrollment has increased dramatically in the last few years with all the schools closing in Flint, and they've got a solid program again. Then I think we go New Standard Academy, who's got Greg McMath, who was the old Saginaw Arthur Hill coach, who I really respect, and we'll get that program going also. And then we jump right back into the Metro, and it'll be one game at a time for us. I'm not really looking past tomorrow, let alone Friday, but I know we really do have a lot of work to put in over Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, what do you want to see out of this team heading into the Christmas break?
You know, I think I said it earlier, but we really have to establish an identity on defense. We're a smaller team now without a couple key guys, and you know, we're trying to get everybody to buy into team defense and pressure. And, you know, offensively, you know, we run a motion offense, and right now there's not a whole lot of motion in our offense. So that's something that I desperately want to address is, you know, we got a couple guys that stand out, and we tend to stand and watch them. And that's something that I really want to drive home, and not just today, but for the next several days until we figure that out.
All right. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck this season.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate your time.